Good evening. We are live. Good evening. How are you? Oh, I look a bit worse for wear this evening, don't I? I have been nana napping on the couch. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's really warm in here tonight. So I might be quicker than normal because I'll have to get out of here. It's really warm today. I don't know where it's like where you are. Anyway, which is nice because it rained all day yesterday. How have you been doing? What's your bank holiday weekend been like? I've had a creative retreat on, which has been fantastic, and we had great weather, which means the ladies that were here were able to do an outside project as well as a canvas and work on themselves from the inside. So it's been really exciting. I can see people dropping on now. It does always take about a minute before the notifications go out. So I get to babble on about anything until then. So good evening. How are you this evening? And tonight I'm going to be talking to you about how to get into the mind of your customer. Hi, Mandy. And I know that this is something that the creative women that I work with really struggle with. So I've been pondering this in great detail to think about how I can bring you a different perspective on this. So first things first, because I'm on 5 platforms, I will introduce myself because I always do. So I am Mandy Nicholson and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm a creative retreat owner here in Scotland, and I help creative women to launch, grow, hi Fiona, and scale their businesses and make more money. So one of the most important jobs that you will do, one of the things that I find that the women that come to me really struggle with is nailing down who is their ideal customer, particularly those of you that are creative and have creative products. Because I get this questions asked to me so many times, but who is my ideal customer? Who wants to buy this? So I just wanted to shift perspective on this because I bet you've done loads of exercises through online meetings or workshops or whatever on drawing your ideal customer. And, you'll have this person and you have to write where they live and what they look like and what their salary is and all of these things. And I want you to put that in the bin. I want you to think differently about your ideal customer. I want you to take a completely different perspective. And I want you to become, for a very short time, hi Rachel, an ideal customer. And I want you to think about a product that really confuses you, that makes you feel really uncomfortable. Okay. Any product, it could be anything. Maybe it's car loans, maybe it's business loans, maybe it's tech. Think about a tech product. So think about a product that you might want to consume that makes you feel uncomfortable, that you avoid like the plague, that really makes you feel like I don't want anything to do with that, but I'm going to need it, but I don't know I want anything to do with that. In fact, you almost overlook it because it makes you feel that uncomfortable. Okay, so I want you to think about why you feel uncomfortable about that particular product. Is it because you think you can't do it? Is it because it's difficult? Is it because it wasn't something you were taught when you were growing up and going through school? It wasn't commonplace. It wasn't invented yet. It wasn't on your curriculum. It wasn't something you were really good at. So therefore, it makes you feel uncomfortable. All right. So I want you to think about, what is that product? Building work or going to the garage with my car. There's a really good example Rachel's just put in there. Building work or going to the garage with your car. It may become necessary in your life at some point, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay. That's potentially how your ideal customer feels about what you do. Now, when you're trying to get into the mind of your customer, it's about trying to understand how they feel rather than what they look like, where they live, how much disposable income they've got. Okay. I want to try and just shift the perspective to that tonight. So let's use, because I work with creative women, let's use artists. So, okay, you're an artist. You just can't get your head around who your ideal customer is. Yeah, painting and decorating, Amanda says. You can't get your head around who your ideal customer is. Okay, so what are they likely to be feeling like about the paintings? You're an artist, you do paintings. What are they likely to be feeling like about art? Now, maybe they've gone through school as an academic. Maybe they've done maths and science, or maybe they've done English and the arts. And the creative things, they were never any good at painting, couldn't pick up a paintbrush, don't know anything about it, have no interior design skills whatsoever, can't put colors together. Okay. How are they going to feel about art? They might admire it and they may look at it and they may wish that they could bring it into their lives, but they know nothing. Just like you and the car and going to the garage with your car, you need a car. You like nice cars. You can admire nice cars. You may know nothing about cars. And you may know nothing about when they go wrong. And you know you need garages, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. There's men in boiler suits covered in oil in there that give you loads of jargon and technical terms that you don't understand and charge you loads of money. Okay, so it makes you feel anxious, confused, a little bit stupid at times. This potentially is how your customer may feel about your products. I'm not saying definitely, but how they may feel. They would love to be able to embrace art into their lives. They would love to be able to purchase a piece of art and put it on their wall and fit it in with their decor, but they don't know anything about it. Fiona's saying, I love art, but I have no idea to put what to put in my living room, and always worried that I buy a painting, then I don't like it in the future. That's it. Fiona, you just nailed it for the artists out there. This is how people feel. They feel confused. Okay. They want to know, just like we want to know a bit more about cars and garages or painting and decorating, but they feel a little bit stupid. They don't want to ask the questions in case they feel stupid. Yes, so that was really brave of you to say that, Fiona. But that's how you're as if you're an artist watching this tonight, you know, and this goes for everything. This goes for new products, tech, loads of, you know, different crafting products, things like that. People don't know how to understand it. So your job becomes how to bridge that gap. How can you really serve these people by educating them in a really positive way and a really good way about art, about interior design, about putting colors together, about feeling confident around art, about feeling like you don't need to understand it, that you can just choose from a place of passion? How are you going to educate people, the people that may buy from you, through the copy that you are writing and through the marketing that you do? That's your job. This becomes your job as a business owner and an entrepreneur. So that's why I said this morning when I put the advert out that I wanted you to think differently about your ideal customer. At the minute, they're feeling a little bit confused. You are the person, as a tattoo studio, Amanda's just saying here, as a tattoo studio owner, I wonder why people have such misgivings about buying art, but not when they're having a tattoo. Yes. See, it's starting to come out of your brains now, isn't it? People will go for a tat and they know what they want tattooed on their arm, but they can't pick a piece of art for the wall. There is a myth that there's a lack of understanding out there, particularly from the people who are more linear focused, more left brained. And I remember having a coffee with the local council officer when I first moved here. And she was like, you are so creative. I've just got no idea about color, about design. My whole house is magnolia. I don't know what colors to put in. I don't know what to buy for the walls. I go to the range or I buy stuff and it just looks rubbish. They don't know. So your job is to educate, to give them ideas, to take a piece of art and say, okay, a piece of art can decorate an entire room. Okay, here's the piece of art. Here's the soft furnishings you might buy to go with it. Here's how you would position it. Here's how you would fit it into the rest of the room. Fiona's saying, I have a tattoo and I love it. Never thought about art this way. It is, absolutely. It's drawing on you. So how can you become better at writing the copy? Yeah, copywriting that does your marketing for you by educating people in what it is that you want to sell to them. So it works for everything. So one of the other areas that often leaves people feeling uncomfortable and scared is financial services. I found this a lot when I worked in that field. Yeah. Is that people didn't understand savings, investments, loans, interest rates, what difference, moving money around, pensions, things like that. People didn't understand it. Therefore, they didn't do it. They didn't look at it. It's a money mindset thing. So I spent my time educating people on what they didn't know. That's how to build your business. It really is about feelings and getting to the nitty-gritty of what really scares the person that may be the perfect buyer for your product. Now, we all say our ideal client is a version of us. And I say that all the time. They're a version of us. But there may be a version of us that's still experiencing fear and resistance and are scared to let the things in that they do really know underneath that they would love to let in. So your job is to be patient and work your social media, your website, all of the ways that you communicate through marketing with these people is to tell the story of how to fix all the things that scare them. Go and have a conversation. If you're creative, go and have a conversation with a non-creative and ask them how they feel about art and why. And don't just ask them one question. Use my 6 good friends, yeah? Strong and true, where, why, what, when, how, and who, yeah? Ask some good quality, open questions and get to the nitty-gritty about what scares people. Michelle, what scares people about crafting? They think they can't do it. They think they haven't got time. They think they're not creative. They've not done it since they were 4 years old at school. All of these things layer up as fears. So therefore they look at it, they admire it, they turn away from it and they go, no, I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money, I haven't got the patience to do this. But the more you break down those barriers that are put up and educate people as to how easy it is through the methods you use for your marketing, the more likely these people are to embrace your products and services with open arms. But it will take time. Remember, it takes 33 times of seeing something to really know it's something that you might be interested in and that you might want. So you need to also be patient. There's loads of women out there that are struggling with menopause, but it's also something they're scared of because they're experiencing these really, really strange phenomenon and feelings and symptoms, and there's millions of them and they don't know where to start and everybody's giving them different advice. And you've got the perfect solution. You've got this great course that you've built that can help women with menopause to identify what it is and to find ways of coping. But they're living in fear and experiencing things that are negative, and they don't know that you can come along and help them. They don't know until you tell them. Break it down. Slowly, slowly, patient. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. And then when they do buy from you, what they've got to experience is a sense of relief. A sense of relief. So imagine, let's go back to the artist now. Imagine that you've been doing this through your social media and through your marketing copy, and you've been talking about, how to purchase a piece of art, how to put it into an interior design and look at, different things in the room and ornaments, and you deliver it, you hand deliver it and offer your customer a half-hour consultation in their living space that they are putting this painting in to help them with the rest of their interior design. You go over and above, you go out of your way, you make that part of the package. That's going to give them more confidence that they aren't buying a piece of art, like Fiona says, buying a piece of art and not loving it forever, not buying something that they won't love in 5 years' time, because you're going to give them the confidence to position this piece of art and to enhance it with the rest of the interior design. There's always a way of you directly speaking to that person that has these fears and alleviating them to make your product or service the thing that they realize that they need. So that's my completely different take on ideal client. Now, you won't see anybody else doing a training like that out there. You'll still be getting your bits of paper where you're writing down, where do they live? And that's good work, actually, not criticizing that. I have that myself in my programs. It's good work to sit down and think about, how old is your ideal client? What is the marital status? Where do they live? What's the disposable income? That's part of who they are. But equally important is how they are feeling. And when there's fear there, that's your job as the entrepreneur. Alleviate the fear. Give them confidence to buy your product or service. Make sure you go the extra mile, tie them in, get testimonials, and teach other people just like them that you can solve their problems too. So there you go. It's so hot in here. I said that right at the start. I'm melting. So that's my bit of 2 penn'orth of wisdom for this week. I hope that's made you think a little bit differently about your ideal customer. And you can go away and you can jot some notes down now, go and ask some questions, and think about how you can do things just a little bit differently to speak to them directly. Have an awesome week. I will see you same time, same place next week. Bye for now.